Well, hello. I want to continue talking about what I've thought originally was surviving the first year of retirement, but just surviving retirement. Now, one of the things that came to mind last time I was talking about this, and I'm going to kind of keep sticking with, you have a partner, spouse, whatever it is, and perhaps you planned with your partner to have certain things in place when you reach a certain age, and this is what you're going to do. Maybe you're going to travel, fix up the house, take care of your kids, be daycare for your kids' children, so your grandchildren rather. So you think about that for a minute. So now all of a sudden something comes out of left field, so to speak. Have you ever had the conversation about, and I'm going to use what if? What if one of us gets sick? Okay, what if one of us gets a cancer? What if we have an automobile accident? A lot of what ifs. What do we do in that case? Now, in the beginning, I think a lot of people are going to consider just generalizations. Oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, until it actually happens. Now, I'm going to kind of separate, like accidents or maybe cancer. I call it Mother Nature. Okay. Now, I know a lot of cancers are caused by environmental issues that are long-term exposure and so on. That's not necessarily Mother Nature. It could be man-made, but still, it happens. Okay. The other one, accidents. And my shop teacher in high school always said accidents happen under controlled conditions. And as we all know, when we were in high school, and again, I'm in my mid 70s, it was all about safety. Okay, so in an accident, he always said, and this always stayed with me, is a series of circumstances or actions that ended in either a positive or negative outcome. So there you go. You could have a happy accident, which might be serendipity, or you could have a very negative accident, which is you get in a car accident and you're disabled. There you go. So let's talk about Mother Nature. If you talked about what that's about, we all know that medical care in this country is expensive for people with cancer or some debilitating disease. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be cancer, but it can be something. So have you planned for that? Did you put money away for that? Are you going to be, are you going to be, my leg itched. Are you going to be focused on, oh, poor, pitiful me, or are you going to be focused on working together? And this is the key here, working together to maintain a level, if you will, of support for each other or the individual, so that things turn out as best they can, especially with just, the Mother Nature stuff. My partner and I are faced with those things right now, and it is tomorrow. We're going to go see a doctor, and it's my wife, and we are going to find out what's going on and what to do, moving forward from there. And that's the key. Let's talk about accidents. My mechanic, who has a place down the street here, I can literally take my car there and walk back. His children were in an accident, and it was bad. It was really bad. Lost some appendages and limbs, what have you. It was just emotionally and physically devastating to the family. I've known this gentleman for, I don't know, 15 years. I've always worked on my cars. It's not like a real close relationship, but it is a friendly, trusting relationship. So when he was telling me about some of these things and a few other things as well, I felt that I should talk about what happens if this happens. Because, if your spouse or partner gets ill or you get ill, then you got to focus on that. Sometimes other things get thrown by the wayside and you might feel bad about that. Get over yourself. You got to kind of prioritize and focus on the things that matter the most. And that's maintaining or getting better or beating whatever it is. Now, I've been in a few car accidents myself. Actually, in '79, I was driving a truck for my current employer then, and it messed up my leg. very bad. I was, I don't know if you're from California here, but I was literally stuck in my truck for an hour on the 5 near Glendale. So it was devastating. It devastated my wife at the time. Yes, we got divorced. That's a different story somewhere down the road. Point is that we were never prepared for that, looking back. Now, swinging back around so I can kind of end this a little bit. My wife, who's a few years my junior, I always talk about me, okay, having a shelf life, 85, you know. In my family, people tend to live a long time. And personally, watching everybody grow old and go through all the crap that they're going through, I don't want to do that. So I'm hoping that my body will say, you know, guess what? You're sick now, you're going to die soon. I know that sounds pretty selfish, doesn't it? But I remember always saying that to my wife. And I didn't realize it until she is sick, that I was probably giving her the wrong attitude. So that said, if you are faced with something so literally devastating, try not to put a lot of anxiety onto your partner, okay? Try to realize that that's selfish. And surviving retirement is about not selfishness, but surviving in retirement is about planning as best you can. I think when I started doing this, I always talked about planning. And these are conversations you have to have. Have the conversation that you are going to plan for, or at least consider, or have contingencies. Be ready, okay? And it might go a long way. Have that conversation. Maybe that's what I'll title this this video for. Have the conversation. So I know a lot of people don't stop and listen. I'm just an old face here talking about things on my mind. Thank you if you stayed this long. And if I give any inspiration, please let me know. I finally figured out how to let people comment back in here. I'm so new to this. And I'm doing this to end this little video because I need to be reminded. I have to remind myself to not be selfish or think of myself. It just helps me also be social and cognitive, if you will. There you go. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. If you have anything to say briefly or so on, please leave a little comment or whatever. I'll do my best to get back to you. Thank you very much. This is Rick. These are my freedom steps in retirement.